Is week 2 officially kicking off. Triathlon training for real after our time trials last week. Beginning Monday morning with a 4-mile easy aerobic run, and I got a swim workout in the afternoon. Super excited to jump in. We're in week 2 of 8 weeks, so a lot of work to be put in these next few, but gonna get started on this morning run. Easy aerobic run, so that means 20 beats below my maximum heart rate at its max. My max heart rate is 182. Minus my age, 20 is 162, so keeping pace and everything in control so that my heart rate will be below 162. Besides the physical training itself, another thing you guys want to keep in mind when doing something like this is how you're prepping your meals and just energy intake before an event or training. And so I'm trying my best to mimic exactly what I would do on race day to see what works and what doesn't work for me. So this morning I woke up, ate an hour and a half before this workout, peanut butter jelly sandwich, to see if that's something that I feel comfortable running into. I know I usually take a little bit longer to digest, so I know a lot of people do an hour before workout. I think I'm gonna try an hour and a half. If that works, I'm gonna continue doing that. If not, it's gonna be something that changes so that I'm not caught off guard on race day. With that, let's get into it. Mile 1, 8:54 pace, heart rate at around 154. 2.5 miles in, shirt's coming off. Woo. Let's go. Let's wrap this one up. Getting ready to wrap up my 4 miles, and just saw my heartbeat was that right around 162. So that means I got to slow down. Although my perceived effort feels so at the right point, I can talk in paragraphs, so which is a good way to get an indication without a heart rate device. Nonetheless, I'm going to slow down the pace, continue training in the right heart rate zone. There it is. First workout, try training, officially done. 4:45 in the afternoon, time for the swim workout of the day. Swimming pool doesn't look crowded today. Swim workout is done. Ended up hitting 10 by 100 freestyle at a 130 pace with 30-second rest. Haven't found a good way where I can film swim workouts for you guys, but we'll continue evolving as we go. In terms of how it felt, sort of at that midline, not too hard, not too difficult, but it was definitely trying. I think as I continue to build up, it should be a fine sort of pace. Dinner now, 3 pieces of toast with some roast pork and carrots. Choosing to eat sort of on the cleaner end, hopefully. I know it's not a perfect meal, but it's better than eating, whatever junk food is on the streets. So knock that down and then knock out some work. What's up, guys? Tuesday, 10 p.m. Almost didn't pick up the camera to film today, but just felt like I had to do it to remain consistent or be almost giving up on myself, but just felt really tired after my bike workout today. It was a sort of circuit that I can put up right here. 4x4 time trial pace with 1 minute rest in between, then going to 3x3 and 2x2, the same thing. I think it turned out to be some 15 miles over 50 minutes, excuse me. Whacked the absolute shit out of me. Also, other thing that I'm learning about, training and athletics, and that standpoint is being able to fuel yourself correctly and adequately. Me feeling absolute gassed after workout today signals to me that I need to be more aware of the amount of food that I'm putting into my body, the quality of the food that I'm putting into my body, and making sure I have enough quality and quantity to sustain, anything and everything that I'm doing for these next 7 weeks. Now let's hit the sleep, get the recovery, and smash the run workout in the morning. One last thing before we go, sleep. Any recovery is better than non-recovery. So I've been building this into my routine right before I go to sleep. Hit this massage gun for, 5-10 minutes every night. I think it's really been helpful in helping me relax my muscles and just hit recovery from an overall standpoint. Got this one on Amazon for I think $30, $45 or something like that. Much cheaper than your Theraguns and I forget what the other brand is, but those go for hundreds of dollars. But this just works the same. It has a setting for different levels and then, works all just the same, like, your big brand, recovery massage guns. So if you're not doing any recovery right now, I would recommend doing some, because you're going to hit a point where it's going to be, you're very injury prone, or, you're just not going to be hitting the workouts in the same way that you were prior. Recovery is just such an integral part of this entire process. If not, probably the most important thing. So right now I'm making sure to cool down and stretch and hit some mobility stuff after each of my workouts, and then in addition hitting this at night. I would just recommend start with something. Any recovery is better than none. See you guys in the AM. Yesterday we talked about recovery, and this is one of my favorite recovery exercises. The cross ball rolling on the bottom of your foot. I had plantar fasciitis for a while, and this is something that you guys may have experienced as well, but it was this nagging sort of pain in my heel that wouldn't go away no matter what I tried to do with that. Switching shoes, trying to do strength exercises, just take a rest from running. None of it worked until I began really treating my feet well. Doing stretches, bringing out my toes, strengthening my feet, and then most important, I think, that helped solve it was rolling my feet. So as you guys continue to put in a lot of miles on, running, whatever activity it is you're doing on your feet, make sure that you're, one, trying to strengthen your feet, and then two, taking the recovery measures to, help protect them. And this is something I really want to talk about today, because I am starting to feel sort of some strain in my legs, especially. My upper body feels fine, but today during my run, it just didn't feel as clean in my calves and my sort of upper thigh areas. I know just moving forward, I need to be especially diligent in terms of, one, not overtraining, but two, taking the necessary recovery measures. And so in my training plan, it's a very generic training plan that I found online, but I think I need to sort of adjust the distances to make sure that's something that fits me. I know on the miles, that they're putting in for runs, it's over, I think, 8 miles a week, but I've never run, over, I think I did it 1 week, but definitely not consistently, never over sort of 6 or 7. I know as a general rule of thumb, you don't want to increase your mileage over 10% each week. So, max I should be running is around 6.6, under 7 miles, definitely not 8 miles. So make the necessary adjustments there. This is a long game. I'm not going to try to push it and, just try to absolutely kill this one triathlon. I'm not going to be able to do anything for months afterwards. I want to be able to train at my capacity, do the best that I possibly can. This doesn't mean sort of cut myself short. I'm going to definitely push myself, but push myself to a limit where I am still able to continue doing this for a long time. Great things don't come overnight, and I know that. I'm not going to take this 1 8-week training plan and just take it and win first place in my first triathlon. It's going to put in the work. Definitely, it doesn't mean cut yourself short. Consistent good work, and make the most out of every minute that I have. Anyways, it was Wednesday today. This morning I did a 4x800 meter circuit run at time trial pace, averaged right around a 7:20 minute. I'll throw up the Strava right here, but felt good overall throughout the run. The pace, something I felt like was very manageable. Only thing, like I mentioned, was sort of my legs were feeling a little bit off, and now sort of deciding whether or not I take a rest day tomorrow or hit the brick tomorrow. Tomorrow's session is a bike and run circuit. It's my first time doing a brick, so very excited to see what that's like, but I'm wondering if I should instead take a rest day before going into that break session. I have 1 rest day a week, and thinking that may be more effective given sort of how I felt my legs were this morning. But gonna think about that, see how I feel when I wake up in the morning, and make a call then. In other news, I'm beginning to sort of find my stride in uploading a little bit more consistently. I think part of that is definitely because I have a very light course load this semester, just taking 4 classes, 12 credits. So definitely just from a time standpoint, just able to focus a lot more on this, and then the huge stress reliever of having a job lined up after graduation definitely helps. I know in the past I've wanted to start creating content on YouTube for a very long time, but just at the end of the day, had to prioritize jobs, school, internships, and recruiting for positions in that field, because at the end of the day it was time sensitive, and I feel like this is something I could always have come back to. But having heard Gary Vee's comments on documenting your journey,
I think this is something that's hopefully at least going to stay with me. It doesn't matter if I make a huge or number. I think this is an amazing opportunity to be able to document my journey, how I came up and became the way I was. You know, my goal, as you guys know, is to become a real estate investor. And you have a lot of people online who are already real estate investors, no matter how big or small. And it's very difficult for people to see, even myself included, to see how they made up to that point. And so I hope this channel is able to, you know, showcase that, document it, you know, my life as a student right now to then, you know, point B or whatever point it is over there that is honestly undefined. Like, I want to say real estate investor, but I know once I become a real estate investor, it's going to blow up and become something completely different. I'm never going to just stop at, you know, being a real estate investor. So excited to see how everything transforms. This is what documenting the journey is all about.
After a very long research process, coming home with Attic 30. Been shopping around for a few different bikes. Felt like this one just made the most sense from an investment standpoint. It was the most expensive, but I feel like this is something I'm going to continue doing long term. I can continue to show you guys some more of the specs when I get home. I'm sort of low on battery right now, but man, very excited to get going on this. Go! Run!